first process to go through in order to design this kind of map, this is Milan, would be to do initial research. Here, excluding the square around, all of those orange lines have actually been walked by me in this particular case. And I've noted down where each of the stops are and the names of the stops as appeared on the ground itself. So I'm beginning to build up a picture of the network of where the stops are, where the tram routes are. So although this has where the tram routes are, this is the official map, they show where the tram routes are, they don't show the location of any of the stops.
We're in Via Cavour now, and we can now see our next stop here, which we're going to plot on the street plan, find out the name, take the photograph, and then continue on to the next stop and build up a picture of the tram system in Milan. This will answer one of the fundamental questions we often get asked, which is how do we do it? How do we do this? How do we create a diagrammatic map of Milan from what exists on the ground? This is the name of this particular stop here, and this side the trams go in the direction of Greco. And this is the name that you'll see on the front of the tram. We have the name here, Greco, line 1, and we are in fact down here at Cavour. So this line 1 in the direction of Greco is there, that marries up to this. And line 2 you can see is in the direction of Lunigiana. And line 2 in this direction is going towards Lunigiana. So that all matches up. I use this map to highlight where I've actually walked, and showing where we've been. In fact, here we are down at Piazza Cavour, and we're going to be moving off down this road here to do the next stop on this map. Somewhere along this road there, over there. So this is an interesting one because this is an example of a stop on only one side of the street, so a stop one direction of travel. There's no stop on the other side, it's just here. And so the way we show that is by putting the name of the stop in red and then an arrow to show the direction of the service stopping here. And here we have, this is the markup, this is what we've just done. We show the platform there on this side of the street, not on the other side. And number 2, of course, is our reference to the name, which is over here. Number 2, Manzoni Pisoni is the name of the stop there. We've taken a photograph, so we have a record now, photographic evidence of the research that we've undertaken. Here is our reference as well, so we're actually down in this part of this street here. Obviously we've already done this research, and then we'll be continuing in this southerly direction, building up a picture of how the trams work in Milan.
Having got all of this information, we then take it back to the studio and then design the graphic representation here. As you can imagine, there's hundreds and hundreds of station names. There's a whole combination of coloured lines going all over the place, and it's down to the skill and judgment of our designers to create harmony from a complex web of interchanging lines, and this is the result. So from this, basically from this with no names, to this with proper names and coloured routes as well. Again, you see, of course, here on this official map, you've only got blue lines to represent the trams. On this one, you've got individual colours, which makes route planning a lot easier. We design maps of public transport networks all around the world. Any city you can imagine that's got a public transport network, then we do a map for it. Most of our maps are aimed at the tourist, so for guidebooks and guidebook publishers. So there's a certain area of the city that we would cover, and that is geared towards the tourist. From the point of view of the publisher, they get to have a map which actually fits inside their guidebook. So I'll give you an example. We have some examples here, solutions to the problem. So with this company here, we were able to fit in all of the trams and the metro within the city centre area in just this small space here. Unlike the map that's produced by the Public Transport Authority, this gives all of the names of the stops. Every single stop is named in Milan. This is an example of Milan. But the Public Transport Authority's map doesn't have that. It's just a great big sheet with a mass of lines. Each of these blue lines here, these sort of dotted lines, they're the trams, and it extends right over the city. The city centre's here. You've got Central Station just there, and then you've got tourist attractions throughout. So you can access the whole of the city from the tourist point of view by trams and metro. So imagine trying to reduce this in proportion so that it fits the average guidebook page. It's absolutely impossible. There's no way that that can be done. So a solution again for one of our customers just recently actually. There we are. This is over a double page spread, and that works just fine. That's a beautiful map in actually a beautiful city. Of course, we're guided by the authors of guidebooks. They may bring in certain areas, and of course this is where we could, or where we do, the personalisation, because we add in perhaps a bus route number 35 going out to this particular cafe or restaurant that the author is in love with. Well, then we'll add that to the map, and it makes sense to that particular guidebook. We tend to be doing more and more of that now actually. At one point it was just a basic map which I designed, and I took a view of which areas to cover. But now we're being guided more and more by the authors and working more closely with authors and editors, and so really having personalised service, which is great. It's great because if the body of the book, the text mentions this restaurant or that restaurant and the nearest public transport stop to where that is, well then it makes sense to have a map which is actually going to guide you there. Of course, customisation includes the actual size of the page, so whereby one publisher would have this kind of size. Of course, we've just seen the double page spread size, so this is a good example of customisation to the customer's needs. The other great advantage is that it's a similar style throughout the series of publications. So, there's a branding. Each company has its own branding, which is great. It sits on the shelf, and they have their branding. And then within the guide itself, they would have our Style 45. It's a unique Style 45 branding to go with that. So it's all in harmony. It's all working together. From the editor's point of view, they only have to deal with one company. They don't have to speak different languages, go through to different companies and negotiate individual deals. They can just come to us. The end user is the most important as far as we're concerned. So the maps are designed to make travelling around a city a good experience, a pleasurable experience, and it should be so that it opens up journey possibilities all around the city, so they can get to see what they want to see. In some cities, you might actually find, Lisbon is a good example. In Lisbon, there's 3 different companies who run the transport networks there. So in fact, you'd have to go to 3 different companies' offices to get their maps to plan an integrated journey. And the amazing thing is that there's only 1 ticket needed to cover all of the company's journeys. So you get a 1-day ticket, travel on all the networks, but you need to have individual maps to plan the journeys. We've applied the same design style to all of our maps in all the different cities, in all the different locations, and it's a style which works. We've been in business now since 1991, 2007 now, and it's growing stronger all the time. So there's been millions and millions of copies out there, and we just haven't had any complaints.
So this is Fauvin-Terre on lines 47 and 49, this platform here this side, and there's another tram line down there, line 2. You've got a trolley bus line here, you can see it comes around the corner, the overhead cable there, and the trolley bus stop is over there, and this platform with the shelters for 47 and 49, it's normal service. 48 also stops here as well at peak hours. That's the famous marketplace, the Eiffel design marketplace, very nice in there. So an interchange here, trams, trolley bus, and another tram line down there. Also regular bus. There we are. It's the 115 route. You can see this branding here. It's very strong branding, Budapest, with the crown in the middle there. That's applied to a lot of the vehicles here in Budapest. So it's a strong city brand and a strong public transport brand. We'll see the maps and so forth later on. So here we can see the trolleybus route 83, distinctive colours, the red for trolleybus, blue for ordinary bus, yellow for tram and so forth. And this is stopping at the Fauvin-Terre bus stop. We can see the tram station on the left hand side and the Eiffel marketplace on the right hand side. So lines 47 and 49, the tram lines and the trolley bus are at that passageway there. We've just walked down there. This is the concourse area for tram line 2. Tram line 2 platform going in this direction, and that platform over there which is going in that direction there. So it's a good interchange here. Also, as you can see, the new metro line, well it's not that new now, but metro line 4 is there. So great interchange. Let's go and have a look at some of these wall maps, because they're very useful to have a look at. Indicative. You can see the signposting here. Exit number A, escalators. Exit B, and exit C here, and exit D over there. And in great detail, you can see exit A over there, B we've just seen, C, this one just here, and D over there. So great, wonderful graphics, really clear. It also shows you the connecting lines, 47, 48, 49, that's the tram line. That's the tram line platform upstairs up there. And we also have this bus stop where we saw the Route 83 and the 115 earlier on. And down here the Metro Line 4. Also a schematic which is showing you exactly the lines that you can take from here. Possibly a little bit too big. I think I would be tempted to make that smaller. It's a bit oversized, but anyway, nevertheless, it's clear which routes go here, 47, 48, 49. And also included on the concourse level is this rather neat indicator. You can see again the colour scheme, the yellow for trams, the red there, 83 for the trolley bus, and the blue for the buses. So it's all consistent, keeping it consistent. So we're on tram line number 49 here in Budapest, and this is just an example of one of the vehicles where they have the line diagram starting and ending, and you can see here very clearly that every single stop that has a connection with another line gives the line details: trams, buses, trolley buses, the airport bus in this case, metro and railways in this case here, metro here, and the suburban lines here. It's extremely well done, and it's on all of the vehicles. This is an older vehicle, you can see the old style tram here, but they've achieved that there. This is where they changed the poster. They can just unlock that and replace this if there's any changes. So keeping up to date is straightforward, if not as cheap as you might think. But the value of the information to the customer is exceptional. So here we are in Metro Line 2, and this is the line diagram inside the carriages itself. You can see really clearly that at every single stop there's a connection with another line, whether it be a trolleybus line, a tram line, a bus line, even the Vaporetti, the water buses. Really clear, every single stop has got a connection advice for an interchanging route. So this is the Metro Line 4, and this is inside the actual carriage itself. This is the customer information screen. You can see again really clearly it indicates the next station, the line, the destination, and every interchange that you can possibly think of en route. It gives you even the time here, for example, tells you M4, the line, tells you the next station, and it's really clear. It's absolutely amazing. Here we go, this is the next station, interchange with the buses, with the metro, with the trolley buses. Incredible, absolutely amazing. So here we are on line 4 and 6 of the tram in Budapest. You can see the line diagram here. Again, similar to what we have on the metro, every station has got an indicator of the connecting services. Yellow for trams, blue for buses, red for trolley buses, black for night buses. It's every single stop where there's a connecting service, it gives you advice of what services you can connect onto. Incredible, again, amazing.